Hi, this is the lift. Over here I have the control hanging down. This is how the lift goes down. You stop it, raise it, stop at any height you want. And then when you're done, you load your stuff on. It stops automatically when it gets to the top. We're still going to put a few more. This is the one side, there's the shelves. You can see the lift. I'm up here, let me come up. That area. Here's the lift, and again here's the lift. I'll start it up and show you how the lift works when I get downstairs. I got some insulation I got to put up. I'm going to put up over here. Alright, I'll show you what the lift looks like. I don't know if you can see this list. This is the list of materials that I basically used. It was all under $200 to make this thing. First off, it's a 400-pound capacity electric hoist with remote control, number 40765-1 VGA. It's from Harbor Freight. You can buy it on the internet. I got it for $74 at the store. Let me hold it a little closer. I don't know. 3 single wheel rope pulleys, 92306-OVGA, $3.99. 2 double wheel rope pulleys, 92309 3VGA, $4.99. 3/16 50-foot aircraft grade wire cable, 9706-2VGA, $9.99. You might consider the 1.5-inch pulleys rather than the 2-inch pulleys. They're a little bit better. As far as the pipe, I use black iron that I got from Lowe's. Roughly 4 3-foot pieces, 4 1-foot pieces, threaded on both ends. This side you'll have to sort of lay this out to find out when the fitting's together what size you really need. So you have to almost lay this out depending on the width of the lift you want. The 3-foot lengths are threaded both ends. 2 90-degree elbows, 4 45-degree elbows, 4 pipe flanges for 1/2-inch pipe. There's also 1 5-foot length at 3/4-inch pipe. It's going to be an unthreaded ends. This is the top brace kind of thing on there. I said 5 3/16 cable clamps from Lowe's. That should be around $5. You're going to need 1/4-inch bolts to attach the flange to the lift. I got down there 3/4-inch plywood, even though I used the 1/4-inch aluminum plate that was reinforced. We're also going to need some roughly around 2-inch diameter hose clamps to clamp to hold that top pipe in position. Alright, I don't know if you can read all, like I say, read all of this, but that's about it. Alright, let me see if I can describe how I made this thing. To begin, let's start off down the bottom. I used aluminum plate for this base, but you could use 3/4-inch plywood. This is the 1/2-inch black pipe, 45-degree elbow, 45-degree angle, 1/2-inch 1-foot 90-degree angle elbow, or the flanges are down here. To stop at this, alright, let's go up this way. Next, the cable I got 3/16 aircraft cable. It goes up here, it goes up. I have it go through one of the single pulley, come down along here. I just looped it over, came back through. But when it come over here, I went through one side of the double pulley, and it goes around, then it come in through the other side of the double pulley, came down here, and this is where it ends. So actually, this is one continual piece of cable. From here, up through that cable, around, back here. The way I attach the cable to this is a piece of 3/4 inch up here, black iron, is roughly what I did here. I came down and I drilled a hole, a 1/4 inch hole at an angle, fed the cable through. Actually, I knotted it, pulled it back, so there's a jam nut under here, but I left enough coming around that I can come up here and still put one of the clamps on. So in a sense, this loops this. But what I got those 2-inch pipe hose clamps. I wrapped those at an angle around that to stabilize that in that place. Did that on both ends. Alright, up above, as far as you're going to have to jury-rig or come up with your own way to hold on these anchors. I actually ended up doubled up a 2x4. Actually at Tractor Supply, they sell something that looks like, you can't even work my pencil, something that looks like this. It comes down to a little V. This is 1/4 inch bent rod here. This is a little plate with a couple of nuts, and because you're going to have to have it turned, there was a little shackle I bought. I didn't list that in the parts, but that's what I hung it. The other little thing I found was you sort of have to put a block up here to keep this thing moving, to keep it in that position there. Alright, next part of this is where this is looped. This is where I put the hook from the cable, from the electric hoist. It runs down to, here's the electric hoist here. Electric hoist here, actually, when you get it, there's a pipe that goes through it. And that actually makes it a little bit easier because you almost got to mount this at a little angle in there. So you're going to have to get a hunk of pipe there. What I did on the stops was, on each side of the sliding stop that they have with the unit, I use those cable clamps to lock it in spot, because that's how you adjust where you want this thing to stop. The other thing I did was, because this distance actually, from here to here, actually has to be greater than the distance that you're going to lift here. So this had to be, for me, this had to be in the neighborhood of around 9 foot, at least 9 foot away from it. So this dimension has to be at least, depending on your lift. The other thing is, on the remote control, the thing is, the cable from it is only like, wire is only like 8 foot. So what I actually ended up doing was, I ended up cutting the wire coming out of the unit. I got some 4-wire, number 14 or whatever, spliced it down here, and then down here I put a box so I can extend this. So I have this just going up to the ceiling. But you're going to need a 4-wire to do it. That's about it. The thing you got to do after you got this all set up, I found, is throw some weight. Here, 50-pound bag of concrete or anything, just some weight there. So then you can put some tension on these cables up to this point where it loops. Now what you want to do is, if you find that this is not level with the floor or level with the ceiling, whichever you want to use, go ahead and you're going to have to reposition this cable over the hook. Either move it that way a little bit or that way a little bit. And once you find out that you got that in the right position, that this is level, right across here to lock it, put one of the cable clamps. The sound of it. It wasn't that hard making it. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. I put my butt on it and it went up and down. Electric hoist. And it didn't break. Let's see, use your own judgment on this. It's a practice.